Grandma DC here. And Scud. He'll probably start acting up since I've started talking. Happy Singles Awareness Day. I can never do the heart thing. Very good. Arthritis. But I did want to, hop in and tell you that on Valentine's Day. Had work last night and was up all night long, and so I slept most of the day, which is just as well because the lighting is better without having the windows lit up. Okay, Rampy Campy. My friend on YouTube has challenged me to do a Why I Do YouTube video. I need some scrubbing bubbles. Okay, there we go. That'll settle it down. Alright, why do I do YouTube? I've thought about this for a couple of days, and I think the short answer is money. I think all YouTubers would have to say that was it, but that is not just it. Okay. And I've come up with some real esoteric things about why I do. You've been doing YouTube for about 3.5 years, I think, now. And it's definitely not about money. It wasn't about that after the first year. It's like, alright. I think that something inside of me was looking for something. What do I want to be when I grow up? I don't know. Okay, so maybe that was a question that I was trying to answer. I have to say I've tried many, many things in my life. According to my mother, I never stick with anything. I was married for 20 years until he died. I worked for the same company for 12 years. She said, well, I didn't stick with my ceramics. And I was like, yeah, you scraped I had a ceramic store next to me one time when I lived in Kansas City. And you scraped the little line off, threw some paint on it, they fired it, and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. I think sticking with ceramics would have been like, hey, I stuck with picking my nose for 60 years. And there you go, Mom. See, I got a lot of stick-to-itiveness. She said money wasn't everything. I said, to me, something is not valuable unless it helps improve your life. And usually, money is what helps you improve your life. So, doing ceramics was nothing other than a short hobby. Like the 2 years of guitar lessons, when the guy told me I had no talent whatsoever. I know when I graduated high school, the art teacher said to me, I never expected you to graduate high school. Of all the people, she was the most shocked to see me at graduation. Oh yeah, I've had such encouraging things in my life. But that brings me to fate. Now, there's a big debate. This man right here is bugging me. I'm getting butt bumped, and he wants attention. Okay, there's attention. Are you happy now? Pretty content right now, yeah. Fate. Some people say we make our own fate. Other people say fate is what the Lord God, whatever power you believe in, wants you to be. And that's kind of the one I go with. Because I have tried everything that has ever crossed my path, and none of it has ever worked. This dog is now sticking its rear end in my face, and it wants its butt spanked. Why do dogs like that? Happy dog. We'll do it again. Happiness is a little masochistic. Anyway, fate. This is how my brain works. Someone says, do you believe in God? I said, absolutely. I believe there's a higher power more than anyone else on this planet, and she hates me. Obviously, I believe. How could I have this much bad luck and not? Okay. Back to fate. I had a counselor one time. I went into counseling for a year. And she finally suggested I go get a gypsy and have the curse lifted. She'd never seen anybody with such bad luck. I had another one said that she suggested I find a Catholic priest willing to do an exorcism. That was after 6 months. Thank you, counselors. Most of the time they just came up with things like, well, you're just gonna have to learn to be happy being unhappy. Or, where's your life is fair card and who signed it? And it was like, I don't know, God signed it, I lost it, and that's your last $150 for a 45-minute session you get. Bye-bye. But, so I don't much believe in counseling anymore. That's the bottom line there. Fate. I'll get around to it eventually. I think that I was born into the wrong family. At least on one side. Because it seemed like every direction I tried to go and everything I tried to do didn't work out. You know, I wanted to go to college. I got told, get a job, put yourself through. You know, my father's famous statement, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And it was like, I don't have any boots, let alone straps to get a hold of, you know. Never did find the boots. But I suppose if you ran Cinderella backwards, you'd kind of have my life. It's a, you know, can't complain. Can't complain. My life can best be described as mediocrity. And maybe that's why I decided to YouTube. Because I am so mediocre. I came up with a great name. I said, I always felt, even when I was younger, that I was on the outside of life looking in. I don't know if any of the rest of you feel like that. But it was like I was watching everyone else live life. I'll put it to you this way. It's like a ship. You got the guy that's on the bow, who's the captain. And everyone looks up to him and he says, we're going that-a-way. And everyone is like, yay! And then you got the people on the ship that pull all the pulleys and everything and make the rudder go so they can all go that-a-way. I'm kind of in the bottom of the ship rowing with everyone else, you know? No one thinks about the rowers. No one even considers who they are, what they are. The ship is just going because of the rowers. Something exciting just happened in the other room. I'm sure it was something death-defying like a cat walking through. Anyway, I always felt like I was background noise. An extra on the stage of life. No one notices you there in the background. You know, it seems like my husband always said that there's nothing in this world that can't be ignored until it goes away. And I was like, yes, even women and children. That is true. And that's one of the things that my company I had worked for so long is founded on. Ignore it and it'll go away. But is that really a wonderful way to be? I wondered if I would be the most hated grandma on YouTube. The Onision of grandmas, as it were. Because it seems like when I meet people in real life, a lot of times they don't like me. I went to one counselor, a man, and he was like, put this cartoon pieces together and then explain to me what it is. And so I'm like, oh, well, they must have went and got a shark, and then they took the shark to the ocean, and excuse me, I'm not over my cold. And back. Woo. That's fun. And I was like, and then they scared the people because it was funny, and he looked at me and he's like, you're being obtuse. Thank God for my math teachers and my counselors and all the psychiatrists I've seen. Otherwise, I wouldn't have learned the meaning of the word obtuse. All right. So they improved my English by one word. And I paid them a lot of money for that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of like the tinnitus of life. You know, that ringing in your ears is just constantly there, but you try to ignore it. Matter of fact, if I had an author's name or a name that was a pseudonym, what's the name when you have a fake name? Nom de plume, something. It would probably be tinnitus mediocre. Sounds very Greek, doesn't it? Anyway, I guess I started doing YouTube because I thought, how many people can ignore me? A lot. Millions. So I thought, why not? Why not see if there's other people out there, all of us in the background, all of us in the mediocrity, all of us just bit players in the game of life. And luckily, even though I was told I would get a lot of trolls and I would be hated to death, I actually had a lot of good people. Dwayne, Marion, Deborah, Betsy, do we really have to do that? Do you really have to gripe just because he hugged you? Is it that bad? I haven't hugged in 5 years. I wouldn't be acting like that. You are the luckiest girl. Oh, she just laid on her back. She's like, no, I just want my belly rubbed. I don't want him to hug me. There you go, belly rub. Are you better now? Here, sit up and say hi. Oh, oh, oh. You! Stop tickling her belly. Well, stop that. Oh! Okay. We're all settling down again now. So, where was I? Fate. What will be, will be. I think we are fated to be background noise, bit players, the rowers. I have a story to tell. I have lots of stories, but I will tell this one. Was in Casey's store here a while back, and this woman came out of the back room, and she's smiling, and I said, so you're having a good day? And she was like, oh yeah, I've been firing people. And I said, ooh, I wouldn't like to do that. And she's like, oh, it's okay, I'm doing it online. And she says, I love it. And I thought to myself, what kind of person has other people's lives in their hands? Their food, their shelter, their children's food and shelter, their family's food and shelter, and just is thrilled to death to be so self-important that they just fire them like that, and it makes them happy. You know, personally, I think if you get fun and joy out of telling someone that you're their superior and treating them badly and ruining their lives, so if they have to live in a cardboard box under a bridge and that makes you happy and feel superior, well, that is just the most inferior thing I think a person can do. There you go. I've been told I think too much. Mother says I think too much. Debbie says I think too much. But this is the way I think. If I had a company, I would certainly appreciate my employees. And if someone wanted to quit, I'd be trying to solve their problem. Are you unhappy? Are you just wanting more money? Do you just want to move on? Hey, what can we do to fix this? You got someone else that's bugging you? I will tell her to stop that and clean it herself. You know, let's all just get along. I just think different. I think different. I could not fire anyone. So, I realize that I am completely weird and completely different. And yes, Debbie, my friend, where I used to work, as of one more day, it will be where I used to work. Let's all just put on our rose-colored glasses and call it a day. What do you say? Don't think too much. Just glide along in the world. I can't do that. But maybe there's others out there that also think. I think I'll take a trip this summer. Maybe start visiting some Ren fairs or Viking fests or something and try to find my peeps. There's got to be people out there like me. You know, always make sure there's enough room next to me so that someone can open their door. Always try to think ahead. You know, am I annoying someone? Would this bother someone? What can I do to be polite? And it's tiresome. I should just walk through life flipping people off. As Debbie says, she didn't think too much about our company I work for, which treated us very poorly. And she said, well, all companies do that. No, they not, Deb. I refuse to believe that all companies treat their employees poorly and like they're dirt and like they're just rowers, that you can just go stop off at the next island to get another one. You know, you're not valuable whatsoever. Maybe that's it. Maybe I do YouTube because I'm trying to find some value within myself, because I have been treated by life like I have no value. And that's sad. If you think too long and too hard about these things, you'll eventually come around to the point you go, what is the point of living at all? And then you go to thinking too much, and then it's like there's just no use to existence. And so, yes, maybe Debbie and Mom are right. Put on the rose-colored glasses, call it a day. That's why I do YouTube. Looking for meaning, looking for friends. I have found many. And, yeah, trolls. Found those too. Most interesting one told me to buy the bullet and save someone else the hassle of having to do it. Okay, whatever. I've been told worse in person. So, yeah. I tube, therefore I am. And that's me, Grandma DC. Love you all. Like, share, and subscribe to keep up with the insanity. And there'll be more to come in the future, I hope. I love you all. Bye-bye.